talking, man.
We're recording.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey,
How you doing, my brother? How you doing, man?
it's Freemoor here on
All
Artist
right.
to Artist. You are my premier guest on the Artist to
Appreciate that.
Artist conversation. Hey, everybody! I am so happy to greet my friend Freemoor, the amazing artist and musician, songwriter, producer, globetrotter.
Thank you,
Welcome.
brother.
How are you?
Welcome to you as well. I'm good. I'm good. I feel fresh and I had a great weekend.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Freemore is based in Las Vegas, right? You still there right now?
I'm still there for now. No, I am kidding.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't have that much time, so I want to try and get in as much as possible, and uh, and just say that you have your current single release, uh,
It's coming.
"Affliction." Oh, it's
That's current
that's the
affliction, but there will be a new release which will be announced. I won't
okay,
tell you what it is, but it's coming.
okay. But you've had several other single releases such as "Shine," "Jump," "Confession."
Right on.
And
Alive.
alive, yeah,
Alive.
which I love all of them. I think I can't say which is my favorite because they all are really so so amazing. And
Thank you.
how would you describe your music?
Well, I'll make it quick as possible if I can say this. Everybody has their take on it, but my personal take, I believe it crosses over in different lanes of alternative rock, blues rock, a little bit of EDM, so to speak. But
Okay,
I don't really have, I know, like scientifical analogy of it. I just think that it's almost I look at it as storyboards. Yeah, I look like my songs are kind of like people's storyboards.
okay,
And so I don't have a genre, but I think somewhere in there.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think you are definitely a rock star,
Not
but
that status yet, but we're just trying
well,
to
I mean, but musically,
make good music.
it's definitely uh, rock pop because you're
We
still,
can go with that.
it's you're singing songs with a melody and a lyric that I think no matter how it's framed, it's still, they're songs. They're not, it's not just, you know, screaming guitars and drums and,
I
the
appreciate that.
typical, rock sound. You are a songwriter and you hear the songs within that. Um,
Thank you.
and I'd like, we met in I think it was 2016,
Yes.
2016 in
It's been a minute.
Hamburg, where I'm
Yes.
based in Hamburg,
Yeah.
Germany. And I know that you have recorded, I won't say every place in the world, but you've been skipping around. Tell us,
Yeah.
for everybody who's just watching this, tell them about your recording process and where you've recorded your work.
Well, the initial songs were written in LA. Then they were cultivated in Budapest, Hungary,
Wow.
Germany, um, continued writing in London, and also wrote some songs. Yeah, I mentioned Germany already, and writing now. I think that I felt I was ready when I was in Europe, and the songs are still growing. So the process is that I have these songs, I have these ideas. I work with some great co-producers and producers, Arnold Vig, of course. Of course, now I'm working with Adrian Andros. He's amazing. He's a excuse my language, badass. So I think I appreciate each step of the song and who I've worked with. But I write the songs, come up with the melodies, etc. Play a couple of instruments, but
A couple.
finishing po-
Okay.
finish the polishing aspects of it. We'll work with a co-producer or producer. And
Okay.
right now I'm working with on Adrian, and I hope to be working with him for a long time to come. He's
Okay.
great,
And
amazing.
he's based in Canada?
He's in Toronto. Yes,
Okay. Yeah, I have a good friend in
yes,
Toronto. I like
yes.
Toronto. Yeah.
Wonderful place.
But you sort of skipped
Yes.
over the fact that you play a couple of instruments, bass, drums, and what else do you play?
I mean, of course, I think just messing around with the keyboard or chords and things like that. I'm not prolific on those in that aspect of it, but grew up as a drummer, singer, behind the drum singing, got
Okay.
pulled to the front and started playing bass for other artists. Even though I wasn't a professional bass player, I got an opportunity, I guess because of the way I look, my clothes or whatever. I don't know. Just, you got these serious guys who pick
I
me.
think you're a bit more than a poser. You have to be
Look,
able to do something on
yeah.
it.
So I just try to fit in where I fit in. And I appreciate everybody who's given me a chance to do that time. But now being a solo artist and having the feeling to write my music and share it, that's a whole different aspect. So I got to get used to being up front.
Okay, well, tell me this, as a songwriter and producer, um, which do you enjoy the most? Do you enjoy being in the studio, or do you enjoy being on stage, or what's that like for you?
I think nothing, I mean, this is just for me, nothing feels better than being on stage because you get the reactions of people in live form. People are emotional, people are screaming and yelling, and they appreciate the music unpolished. You're performing live, there will be mistakes made, and no matter what you do, they appreciate you up there and you're rocking and you're just doing your thing.
Yeah,
Studio's fun being creative, as you know, because you create some amazing music yourself.
thank you.
You're a genius, and I love your music.
Thank you.
And I believe in the studios where you can make mistakes, fix it because you're in the studio. I think the whole thing and all the entire aspect of creating music is beautiful. So I'm creating even when I'm asleep.
Which I would like to know, as a songwriter, what's your process of writing songs?
Okay, songs come to me at the craziest times because I don't sit down and go, oh, I have an idea. Let me write some lyrics. I don't. I mean, you can't just sit there and take a track and say, well, I'm going to write something. It always comes to me because I don't write lyrics. I never write the words to any of
No?
my songs on paper. I don't
Okay.
type them. They're all in my head. They're in my heart. So when I did a live or I did Affliction, or it's already there. Like I'm already in my head. The
Really,
only time I ever
it's just sort of
lay
like,
down the words is when and I never have to write it down ever.
wow.
Only time it's written down when I have to fill out the forms for the lyrics, but in publication, other than that, it has to be in my head. So I don't ever write.
And you remember all
And
of them and everything?
I remember and if I don't make something up, I make it up. Now, I've been at a concert one time. I forgot a verse. I don't know what happened, but believe me, the audience didn't know. I just threw something in there.
Well, yeah, well,
But
that's on stage, but in the
yeah,
process
in the
of,
process, I don't write down. No, I'll just keep on in my head. And that's when
wow.
I know I have a song, is when the lyrics are there without having to hear a track and say, now let me create a story. And some people do that. It's okay. I don't judge anybody.
Well,
Everybody's different,
everybody
right?
has their own
Their own
process.
little, yeah,
I mean,
me, I just,
it's like Elton John and Bernie Taupin. You
sure,
know,
good. It's a good,
Bernie writes all the lyric, or it's almost like in a as a poem,
yes.
sends them to Elton
Hmm.
in an envelope. Elton sitting at the piano and reads them, and I think he said if he hasn't found the music for the lyric within 30 minutes, he lets it go.
Let's it go. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, Elton John's a genius, and so is his writer, like I said, Mr. Tomlin. But
Yeah.
those guys are just elite. For myself, it's just walking and it's in my head, especially the hook. Now,
Okay.
sometimes the verse may not be there, but the hook is there.
Wow.
And yeah.
Okay.
But like you mentioned, a lot of people have their own process.
Everybody does. And I mean, I have I won't say it's a set in stone, but generally, uh, the music comes first, and I'll let the music tell me what it wants to say.
Right on. Yeah, I
So,
take that. I
and
take it.
but everybody's different.
Everybody's
Um,
different.
which one of your songs, what is your favorite song of yours right now? I know you have a new one coming out, but even still,
Gosh.
you got to have like one of your
Well,
own
to be
favorites.
honest with you, it hasn't been released yet. It's already recorded, but we haven't released it yet. And so
Okay.
I kind of want to keep that on the wraps. But as far as, okay, let's just say as far as being
The
released,
ones that are
uh,
out.
okay, that are out, I would say Affliction would be my favorite as far
Okay.
as out there now. It's real close between Shine and Affliction.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Before I get too far away, uh, I want to make sure everybody knows where to find your music, websites
Okay.
and everything, how people can connect with you.
I appreciate that. They can find me and I would appreciate it. Of course, every time someone clicks Spotify, obviously everybody go to Spotify, Amazon, if you're in Europe, Weezer, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, iTunes, pretty much every single outlet worldwide, you can find my music. And that's very important to me that my fans and new fans, please go to those outlets and download or listen to the music. And I would appreciate your
You have
support.
a website that they can go to also?
Yes, www.freemoor.com, and it's spelled FREEMOOR.com.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
holding page, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure
I
that we
appreciate you letting me
had
share
that
that.
and not wait until I got
Freemoor.com.
cut off.
A lot of
Yeah.
people spell Freemoor the wrong way, but it's spelled FREEMOOR. No E.
I was a victim of that misspelling for a little while
It's okay.
until I
I
really
know you personally.
I
That's all
was-
right, brother.
uh, let me see. Um, there's so many there's so many things I want to talk about. Where do you okay? And I know this could go
Okay.
on and
I'll try to
on,
keep it brief.
you know,
Okay.
but what's your thoughts on AI now in regards to musicians and artists and the landscape of the music industry and AI, how it affects us as artists?
I have to be honest, I haven't really investigated enough to give a honest answer, but I can just tell you just from what I've heard from others, you know, um, I'm just an old soul in the sense of I can appreciate artists who are doing their own instrumentation, vocals, working with themselves as a producer or with a producer. The creation of music for myself, I can appreciate it when it's absolutely authentic and the process is not sped up. As far as AI, of course, you have to welcome, the future and some aspects of it, technology, but I haven't crossed over into it. I probably won't. So therefore, I really don't know where it's going to go with AI and music, but I know I can appreciate for myself the way I grew up with the
Real
artist
stuff.
doing. That's just, I don't see it any other way, even with, certain things and these, processes and processors in the studio with vocals and things like that. I'm just not for it, but that's everybody's different. So I think I couldn't give you an honest answer now with AI because I haven't really investigated, but just the thought of it and what it can lead to, I stick to my process.
Well, you actually your response was really great, and you answered it really well. And
Try to be honest about it.
no, that's you were, and but I know it's a topic that many of us some are really struggling with or in fear of. Um,
Sure.
and I find it interesting with with the general um, audience or people, the consumers, and how to me it seems that people um, the way they engage in music nowadays is really changed, and I think it's really important for artists, musicians to connect with people authentically through live
Yes.
performance and
Yes.
to make sure that that doesn't uh, die. Because it
Make sure
just,
it's not disturbed. Yeah, I
yeah,
absolutely agree with you. We don't want it disturbed.
yeah. And I see some there in Hamburg, at least, I see so many really younger kids who are still uh, taking music and discovering music.
Sure.
And and I want to encourage that and songwriting. I mean the craft of songwriting. Um, I pray that people don't get um, uh, or lose the appreciation and the value of
Great. Yeah, of songwriting.
authentic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, a lot of, and I want to add one last comment. A lot of songs that you hear don't have bridges, and bridge, you just have
exactly.
but if I say that sometimes some of the younger crowd say, well, I need to have, I say I think you should, but sometimes that groove just stays, doesn't need to change up. So
But that's
everybody had the listening
but
ear is a little different.
but that's part of what's going on in the programming or how people, the public has been programmed now. Um, I th- I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole too deep, but
Go down at one time.
I
Go ahead.
I think the
Mhm.
public has been dumbed down so much that most
Yeah,
people generally they don't, it's like they've been grown accustomed to eating McDonald's hamburgers, and when you offer them a gourmet meal, they don't know how to
right.
digest it. And
Right. That's a very good analogy, but it's true. I mean,
yeah,
you
and it's,
very,
it's so, and again, this is for another conversation, but I'm constantly reminded of the value or what the need for real musicians and artists to stay vigilant
and
and what
stay true to the process. I want to say one quick thing. I'm sure that this is off the mark, but I was blessed with a phone call from one of my musical heroes this weekend. I was in deep shock. I thought it was fake, but I answered the phone. This guy is absolutely one of my favorite, I don't want to say his name, but prolific music artist. He's worked with some of the greats,
and he's a
songwriting.
performer, artist.
He's everything. Listen, he's guitars, vocals, lyrics. He's one of my
Okay,
musical heroes.
I think I might know.
You might know, and he's in Europe, but he called me and he shared some material with me. But I wondered why he would call me out of all the people, because he's a somebody musically, and he's one of my heroes. I play him all the time. But when I talk to him, what's amazing, him being so great and so amazing, talking to him, he talked to me as if we've been friends for years. The respect he, spoke towards me, and him being authentic. But then again, it reflects in his music.
I,
And this
I
guy
really think I
made
know
my
who.
weekend. He
I,
made my weekend.
I
Off camera, I'll tell you. But I
okay.
was just tell you that someone to be that amazing. He talked to me with such respect, and I respect him. And for him to even share his music with me, but then I get it because we're reflection of each other. Of course, I'm not saying I'm great like him, but what I'm
No,
saying is that he can figure out that I know what he's doing. But as a person, I would have never thought he would be that. I mean, it shocked me. But he could, if he sees the interview, shout out to you because
I
he's
I
one of the
really think
amazing human
I'm
beings.
pretty sure I know who you're talking about. I won't say on
Yeah, we'll say
camera,
it off camera.
but I will say this.
It shook me up.
I'm sure, but if it's who I think you're talking about, I
Mhm.
met them.
Okay, we'll
This
talk
was,
about it.
yeah, and I was also
But the respect is
surprised
everything.
at his authenticity
Yeah.
and the naturalness, and I was like, what? And it really changed my whole perspective
Well,
on,
I think everybody that could learn from that because I didn't expect that.
yeah,
And it's just, hey, I just feel like, okay, he must know that I know what I'm listening to. And of course, me being a fan of his, I can appreciate. So, but just want to put that out there. It was great. I'm
I
still
can
smiling about it.
I can only imagine, and
Yeah,
it's validating and all of those things. Yeah.
sure.
Um, how do you maintain your focus and energy and positivity going, to keep pursuing your work and your art and
I'm
everything
not
that
gonna.
it takes to
Mm.
do what you're doing?
It's like anything you really want worth having is tough. Obviously, being an independent artist, it has not been a cakewalk, and it's a lot of There's been times where I felt down and felt reconsidering, am I going to continue? But I just can't help myself. It's not what I'm doing, it's who I am. And I know as an independent artist, there's requirements. Of course, there's monetary requirements. Um, there are different challenges because if you're independent, you must also present yourself live and bring musicians together. But everything pretty much, you are the label, you are yourself, you are. So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say it's been easy. Obviously, I haven't performed as much as I used to. Keeping things together, it just requires a lot of diligence and perseverance. And I hear a lot of chatter. I think I did a post recently. What would Frank say? Frank Sinatra say, block out the noise because I'm getting a lot of noise sometimes from people who think they know or feel that they know what I'm doing or what I'm not doing, or based upon this or based upon that. I'm very frank. And you have to walk in my shoes and understand that there's never a time that I'm walking or breathing or eating or sleeping music. And not just to true to myself, true to my team, everybody who's working hard with me. So if they're willing to stick along with me, number one, I'm willing to stick along with me. And I'm not going to stop. People come and go on the journey, but the train keeps moving because this is what I'm on the earth to do. I can't look at it any other way. This is who I am. And I don't mean to be so curt, but this is definitely a message sent to everyone that there will not be a time where I will be stopping until I'm stopped.
Till
And
the
that's
wheels
just as
fall
far as
off.
not till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And uh, that's it. But it's a challenge, and I'm up for it because the music speaks for itself. Imagine if we had everything going perfectly, we could do even more music. It could be amazing. But right now, I think we are touching people for those who would listen.
Okay. Yeah. Um, okay, this is a maybe a little difficult, but who give me your top five artists of all time. And
Ever?
if yeah, top five, and if you could have like invite dead or alive, uh invite them for dinner, who would be at
Well,
your
you
dinner
already
table?
know the obvious. First, obvious. I'll start from the bottom. Obviously, it would be well, not bottom. I'm a big I'm a big Chicago fan, number one, because of
Or the
there's
band
just their
Chicago.
oh yeah, their
Okay.
songwriting. I mean, Peter Cetera, songwriting, musicianship, songwriting. Um, of course, Queen,
Hmm.
a big influence in my life, one of my favorite groups of all time. Um, I would say, of course, in the funk genre, a group called Slave with Mr. Mark
Oh
on the bass.
wow.
Rest in peace, Mr. Mark.
Wow.
Um,
Okay,
there's so
that's
many,
three.
but
Two more.
yeah, I could go on and on, but I'm a big fan of Lenny Kravitz, of course. Lenny is a big influence on me. And of course, number one, and
Who
there
could
is only
that
one,
be?
Prince. Of course, there is no, you know what? I'm wrong. Number two is David Bowie, then Lenny. So it's Prince, David Bowie, Lenny, and of course, Queen. And then you have bands and etc. I mean, I could name 10 easily, but it's hard. But,
Yeah, okay. Mm,
Prince, David, Lenny, and, Freddie Mercury, etc. But
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
those are my influences.
Okay.
I can throw Seal in there. I can go on. Everybody hits me.
No, but you gave
But
me
I mean, I'm all over the place. I grew up on all kind of things. So, foreign. I mean, we could
which
go.
brings me to the this next question. What is your musical influence? What set you on this path?
Well, my mom was responsible for that because she was always having music in my face as a toddler, baby. But I would think she would always call me to the TV to watch performances. So, when I'm looking at videos of Queen and the just the musicianship and the flamboyancy and watching, of course, Parliament Funkadelic and even Kiss. I mean, I could just name so many groups. I'm a big Chris Cornell fan as well. So what I'm saying,
Speaking of
yeah,
Chris Cornell, have you
yes,
heard his version of Billie Jean?
I have. I love it. Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's badass.
Ah,
Absolutely.
yeah, okay. I didn't mean to
Chris
cut it.
Cornell was another hero of mine. And like I said, I could leave so many people out because I'm growing up in R&B funk, which I played before as an R&B artist, so we can go deep into it. But what I'm saying to you is that I always felt myself being on stage on the drums or doing something in music in that capacity. I just love music. So therefore, there is not a time where I'm always associating what I'm doing with a song or an experience. So music is, but I think my mom is the reason. I know she is because that's what
Is
she
she
always, she'd
is she
always test me
is she a
on the
musician?
producer and the writer. Yeah, she's a singer. She was played the drums. She had a few interviews with Capitol Records back in the
Oh
day,
wow.
and then she was doing some demo tracks. But then, of course, my father had mentioned that okay, you're mothering now. So back then, my mom did not take that step and try to stick with it, but she
Okay.
could sing. Yeah,
Okay.
she still
And what
thinks she
about your
could.
father?
She. Oh, my
Is
dad. No, he's held down a job. Also,
okay.
he was a sportsman, big
Okay.
strong guy.
Okay.
And of course, for him, his number one love is his cars.
Okay. Okay.
He's old school.
Okay. All right. So
But my
so
mother, my
okay.
mother, fashion and music, my mother.
Okay. Um
Yeah.
so so currently you are preparing for a new single.
Yes, it's already recorded. It's already ready. We just have not made the announcement, which we will coming. It's coming. And of course, there's a process of, pre-launch and all the different whistles and bells. So that's coming. The song's already recorded. And even the next single after that is coming. It's already recorded. We just have to go through the process of releasing it properly. And hopefully we'll get it on the radio. We're trying every avenue to get more attention. And also, my number one priority too is to perform live.
Okay.
And that is something that we're really diligent about. We want to perform live and build our following and more people come to know who I am.
Okay, we have a little less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I again I want to get as much as possible in what is there anything that you would like to say to our amazing audience watching?
Well, I've lived in Europe and I'm back in the States and I might be back in Europe. I can only say that I know there's certain people that have been there with me from the very beginning that believe in me. And a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, I can't believe you haven't made it. I can't believe." Well, here's the thing. My response is to all the people is that they should know that there's nothing more in the world that I would rather do than be on stage in front of you. Everyone who's listening, um, it's my favorite place to be on
Okay,
stage. And
okay,
I would, my greatest effort is to expose myself more, and that's all about performing live. So we are working behind the scenes, working on that. And I used to sit there and pout about why this and why that. There's no why. Just keep on keeping on.
till the
And
wheels
I want
fall
to
off.
thank all my supporters and believers and fans that if it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't even be here today. I appreciate you with all my heart and soul.
Well, that's wonderful. And again, I want to thank you for being my guest
Thank
on
you.
Artist to Artist.
Am I the first?
You are actually, a few years ago, I did a an interview with a friend of mine who's an amazing painter artist.
Okay,
You are the first musical artist that I've
right
interviewed,
on.
and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Uh,
Thank you.
I I hope that we get a chance to create some music together. I think it would really be
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely. I would love that. I'm
Yeah,
honored.
yeah, that would be wonderful. And I look forward to you, coming back this side of the pond,
I
because
will.
I really don't know when I will be back in America.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
guess I can understand your point. Yeah,
that's a
I
whole
certainly
nother
will be back.
conversation.
Another conversation. I
Yeah.
love your format. I love the artist to artist. I wish you great success. I believe it's going to be the next phenomenon because it's real talking to real. It's artist to artist. You are an artist. You're an amazing artist, amazing songwriter, singer. So you can understand and you relate to the artist that you talk to.
Well,
And I
thank you.
think it's great.
Thank you. The reason why I've been wanting to do this is because, you know, only artists can understand
Yeah,
what an artist goes through.
sure. That's what makes it intriguing of
Yeah,
what
and
you put
and
together.
I would love to extend this much longer, and I will at another time because there's so
Sure.
many things that I would like to, talk about. But I think I have a little less than 5 minutes now. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Freemoor,
Everybody. Thank you.
freemoor.com,
Yep,
FREEMOOR
freemore.com.
dot com.
That's
And
right. That's right.
yeah, check
OOR.
check
No E's.
check him
Check it
out.
out. Check it out.
Yeah, and I wish you continued success. And
Thank you, brother.
let me see. I'm going to sign off here, but we will continue our conversation after
You got it.
this. Okay,
You got it.
everybody. Thank you
Okay.
for checking us
Peace and
out.
love, brother. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Ciao.